I'm Jeremiah from Jeremiah's Boxing Journey, and today we're interviewing
Johnny El Rey Soto.
and I'm gonna ask him some questions about his boxing life. Alright, so Johnny, what are your goals for the next couple of years?
My goals for the next couple of years in boxing is to be a coach and a fighter myself. So in the next couple of years, I would love to make it to the championship level, to be fighting in the championship level, but to also coach my fighters like yourself, Mr. Jeremiah, to become a champion yourself as a national champion, and maybe when you get older, into a world champion as well. So I want to bring you guys on my journey while I'm also following your journey.
Alright, and whenever you meet fans or like social media fans, like what do you feel like whenever they come up to you?
Whenever I have my supporters come up to me and say hello or like want to get a picture, I tell them, hey, just go right ahead. I'm just a guy like you guys. So if you want to take a picture, come up to me, ask me. If you want me to sign something, go ahead, ask. I mean, I'm just a person like you. I'm fans of other people too, so I understand how it is. So feel free to ask if you ever want to have a picture, ask a question, go for it.
Alright. And then do you have a diet or like a diet that I should know about?
Diet right now, I am dieting again because I'm hoping to fight again probably at the end of this year, which more realistically will be next year. But diet, I try to do a low calorie diet with a lot of protein and carbs since we're doing a sport where we exert a lot of energy. But low fat in my end, I like to do more protein and carbs. But my dietitian nutritionist is myself, so if anybody ever wants any questions about that or how I do it, you can just always ask me. I can let you know what I eat when I'm in camp and all that good stuff.
Alright. Can you walk us through your routine and like whenever you fight?
My routine during my fight camps, yes. So how I usually do it is I'll wake up and it's usually around 5 in the morning, train at like 6 to 8. So that'll be my first training session. 6 to 8 will be a first 2 hour session, which will either be a strength and conditioning or straight boxing. And then at 12, it's always at 12 p.m., mid of the day, I will do my road work, which is running. Either I'll go to the park, give my 4 to 6 miles, or I'll do it on my treadmill. And then at 6 to 8 p.m., I'll do my third and final session of the day.
What advice would you give if someone came up to you and asked you about their advice?
If someone ever came up to me and asked me for some advice, which I love when people come up to me for some advice because I'm a young guy too. There's a lot of young kids who want to come up to the boxing game. I just tell them the first thing is always just to start. Try it out. You never know if you're not gonna like it or like it if you never try it. That's what my mom always told me for everything. How do you know you don't like it if you never tried it? So how I say is if you're good and if you feel like you're good enough to fight but you don't want to compete in the long run, I say try it once just so you know you did it. See if you like it or not, and then you go from there. Always just try it.
What got you in boxing, or like what inspiration got you into boxing?
My inspiration for boxing is actually my uncle. I call him my tío Meme. That's how I've known him for my whole life, but all of y'all might know him as Cali Soto. I remember the first day he took me to boxing. He picked me up from my grandma's house, me and my brother. He took us to a boxing gym called Mission Boxing Gym. It was behind the Foys. And I still talk to my first coach, Coach Ray, whenever I see him. I actually have Cali tattooed on my arm. This arm, I have my inspirations for boxing and sports because I'm not a gifted natural athlete, but I just worked hard to work into it, which Cali really pushed me to. And so is all the other people on my arm, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Kobe Bryant. They really inspired me to become a better athlete. But the person who always pushed me the most was my Uncle Cali or my tío Meme.
And how do you prepare before a fight, like physically or mentally?
Physically or mentally before a fight. What I like to do is, I'm not gonna lie, I do get nervous beforehand. So what I do right before a fight, like let's say it's fight day, what I like to do is keep myself as calm as possible. Usually if I'm not with my family, I'll like to be by myself. I'll use my Xbox so I can get my mind out of the nerves, keep myself calm. I'll play some video games or I'll be on my phone watching videos just so I'm not freaking myself out and then think, oh, I'm gonna lose. I don't want to think that, so I get into my own mindset of, okay, let's just chill. I like to just chill, and then once it comes to the time to fight, that's when it switches. Boom, game on. Now we're the main character. Now we're gonna go in there and do our thing.
Whenever you're in the fight, you're in the ring, really in the corner. What are you thinking in your head?
When I get into the ring, I have my ritual. It's always when I go up the steps, I take my 3 steps, I pray, I go in, I wipe my feet before I go into the ring as respect for the ring itself. And then in the corner, I try to zone everything out. I don't hear anything. I go in there, I say my prayer, my Father, Lord in heaven. I get up. Right when I put my hand up, that's when I hear my name. Once I hear the announcer say, Johnny El Rey Soto, my music cuts. Everything goes quiet. All I hear are my coaches. And once that bell rings, it switches. It's fight time.
Are you looking for a specific opponent to fight?
Right now, I don't have a specific opponent to fight. I don't. But I am just trying. My opponent right now is the food that my mom has around me. So I'm trying to beat that first. And then once I get to it, then I'll start thinking about it, talking to my uncle about some fights. I might have some people in mind, but right now I'm just trying to beat this opponent real quick.
And how is it important to find the right coach or the right temperature outside?
Okay, so finding the right coach for you is the most important thing. As one of the coaches I see on social media, Tony Jeffries, he's from the UK. Like how he says is, if you're sparring and you're getting knocked down every time, find a new coach because he's an idiot. So always find the right coach. Find someone who knows what they're talking about. Find someone who knows like the life of the boxer, who's been in it. I've had many coaches. A lot of them have worked for me, yes, but Cali's always been the one that I've always relied on because he's my family. I know he's gonna look after me. He's gonna take care of me if I'm ever hurt. He'll know what to do. So you always want to find the coach who's gonna see you as not just a fighter, not just his how do you say it, his customer to the gym, but also a family member who will take care of you, who won't put you in harm's way whenever you're seemingly in danger. You always want to find someone who actually cares about you.
How do you handle injuries or setbacks during your training?
How I handle injuries or setbacks um, is a lot of like recovery. It's not always when you're in camp, you're thinking about the fight and getting ready for it, Mr. Jeremiah. But like, let's say I get hurt, you gotta also know when to cut it back. So if you're hurt, you can't train 100% like that. You gotta slow it down sometimes. You can't go 100 miles an hour with a car and not expect the engine to burst. So you can go 100 miles an hour for 5 days, but you always need to rest. So you train hard, you gotta rest hard too.
What's your typical day on your Saturdays or Sundays?
In fight camp on a Saturday and Sunday, those are my chill days. So let's say I stick to that diet. It's easier because I'm not burning that much, but I usually just like to have my run. So Saturdays, there's boxing, always boxing on Saturdays. ESPN, The Zone, doesn't matter. There's always something on. So I'll watch a card. I'll do 4 miles, and that's my only workout. Sunday, I do nothing. I rest. I'll walk my dog. I'll go to the park by myself with some friends, watch football. I'm gonna chill. Sunday is rest day, do nothing, and let my body recover with that one day.
How do you manage your time and energy leading?
My time and energy, how I manage it is I always try to give myself, let's say, like right now, I'm a personal trainer, I'm trying to train, I'm coaching. So I always have to find a certain amount of time for me. I'm still a person. I still want to live a little bit of a life as well. So let's say I'm booked all morning and all afternoon. I want to have at least 2 hours not booked, so where I can actually see my dog, see my mom, be able to watch some TV, rest, chill. You can't. I don't like to do everything all at one session. Always have that one little box in your calendar that says it's you time. Now you can do something that you want.
What lessons have you learned from both wins and loss?
Wins and losses, yes. Lessons I've learned were never to get too over my head. Like my first fight in Mexico, a lot of people were telling me since I won the Golden Gloves twice, they said I was going to destroy the guy. So I got in my own head thinking this is going to be easy. I got in there, the guy was tough. I lost that fight, so I learned from it. And I thought I cannot get in my own head anymore. I can't think, oh, this is going to be an easy fight. Take everyone like if it's a world championship. Take everyone like I'm fighting Floyd Mayweather. Like I have to, when I have to do the best I can to beat this person, even if it's someone who isn't the highest caliber or the most experienced boxer. I always try to go in there now as, okay, I'm going to go in there with the best in the world, and I'm going to try to beat the best in the world.
How do you stay focused and motivated during tough times?
All right. So focused and motivated through tough times. There's one fight in particular that I did have a lot of loss. It was against Anthony Hill. It was around November. September through October, I had lost my friend, aunt, uncle, and a cousin, all in the span of a month. That really hurt me in my heart, and it really almost made me want to give up on that fight. I wanted to tell my coach, he would have understood, but I said no, because my cousin, before he did pass, I told him I'm gonna fight for you, for your mom, for my aunt, and he said okay, he's gonna be there, and he passed away a couple weeks after that. So on my fight suit, I have the fight suit still in my closet. It has him and my aunt on there. So I told myself, no, we can't give up on this fight. Doesn't matter since the guy missed weight. Doesn't matter if I'm nervous. Doesn't matter if I'm far from home. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna win. There's no way this guy's gonna beat me. No way, no way. So I got in there. It was one of my best performances, I could tell you. Went all 4 rounds. It pieced him up. It was boxing masterclass in my eyes. But yeah, that's how I do it. I just tell myself, we got to do it for this, and there's nothing gonna beat you. If you have a reason, nothing could ever take that from you.
All right, and that's it on the interview. So I'm Jeremiah from Jeremiah's Boxing Journey, and this is
Johnny El Rey Soto.
and we'll have an interview in the next couple of days. All right, see you later. All
Peace.
right.